A little tired. I'm working a lot lately. How are you?
Good. We're not there, did not come out, my. Okay. I had a bunch of pictures of that tree.
Everybody ready?
Yeah.
I'd like to make a motion to open the November 12th, 2025 Village of New Paltz Shade Tree Commission meeting.
Second.
All in favor?
I.
We have new application to review. 2025-09, 38 North Manheim. If anyone
Yeah.
has any thoughts, we get White's input on it first.
You want it first?
Oh, okay.
I'll give my thoughts.
Go ahead.
I don't think it's dead. I don't think that tree was dead. The one that had the banner in that said, help me on it.
It was in leaf this summer. It was in leaf.
Yeah, and it has tons of leaves on it. And they complained that it had, lichens on it and stuff. That doesn't kill the tree. And plus it's away from the wires. It's a big old tree. Could probably use a little bit of, pruning here and there, but that tree is not dead.
It's also not lichen on the trunk.
So it's that stuff that sticks out like this.
Well, what is that
It
stuff?
has the little shells of.
The turkey tail fungus. It's a kind of mushroom.
I don't think it's a mushroom. I know what it is. I just can't think of it right now.
Turkey tail fungus.
Oh, it is. Oh.
Yeah, it's a mushroom. Okay, like not a mushroom, but like, yeah.
It's the expression, like a flower, it's the expression of a decay and an attempt to reproduce.
Oh,
So what you see is going to blossom and spread, not like a flower, but spread spores. Spores, fungal spores, and the spores are going to attempt to infect other items.
can you cut them off?
No, that does no good because the fungus is entrapped inside the tree in the wood and it's starting a decay process. Now, some fungal bodies that you can identify are part of a decay called heart rot. Comes from the center of the tree or from old wounds in the center, and it's pretty much isolated into the center of the tree. Center of the tree is completely non-productive, doesn't function anymore, just wood-like beams holding up a structure. Well, everybody knows buildings are held up by beams or on the perimeter. The center plays no role in supporting the weight.
Mm.
So those type of fungal spores can be tolerated. Another kind attacks the sapwood. The sapwood is the most recent rings, years of growth. Every year you get a new ring of wood. Complements of the layer of cells called cambium that actually is living tissue. They divide, cell division occurs, and on one side you get new sapwood in the spring, and on the other side you get new inner bark, which eventually replaces the outer bark, which eventually sloughs off. So the tree's constantly renewing itself on the outside, on the perimeter. This particular fungus, turkey tail, attacks the sapwood and the cambium. Now, why is it attacking the sapwood and the cambium? More than likely, severe damage to the root system on that side.
Hmm.
Did you think about what has occurred around that tree over the past?
The Empire State Trail, and they've also done a lot of renovation there in the last few years.
Lots of excavation, lots of digging, widening bike path over top. Lots of injury to trees.
Yeah,
And you're gonna see more of it with other large trees that are right along that excavation where they did for the bike path. So at first I was explaining, the homeowners, they called me for expert opinion. And I was explaining, let's not rush to judgment. The tree was foliated this summer. You noted how good it looked. There is lots of dead wood in throughout the crown. Some fungi, like I explained, heart rot and slow moving, and it's not a death sentence. It does process decayed wood and eventually take away its structure. But it goes so slowly in certain cases. So the key thing is identifying the fungus, which you did, good job. And then reading about it and understanding what's it attacking. Is it cambium and sapwood, or is it heartwood? Unfortunately, this one's attacking cambium and sapwood, which is like a death sentence. This tree would, if we do nothing, this tree will be more than half dead next year, and the following year will be ready to fall over.
It just looked like there was just not that much of that stuff.
No, it's a whole lot of it. You gotta actually inspect the tree. You've gotta get close to it, hands
I
on.
did, I went right close to it, but I didn't see it all around the tree.
Yeah, it's up quite a, well, you testify.
I did see it. It was a significant stretch of the tree that had the fungus, and I did also notice the dead wood in the crown. Also, it's by a road. The Empire State Trail was just put in there.
That's probably, you know,
like I know, like my concern would be like, when is it going to come down?
yeah, well, it's,
I'm not a mycologist though. I don't know like much about it. I'm not
yeah,
sure about that.
you know, it's not, the danger is not imminent, but it is quite probable. Probable in the near future, not the distant future. Near future being next 2-3 years, and pieces of the top, you know, if the cambium is injured that bad, as indicated by the path of the turkey tail, there's gonna be a lot of dead wood in that tree next spring when growth starts to happen. Or there's enough moisture in the tree that growth starts to happen in the spring, and you look at it and say, see, it's still alive. But by June and July, when the sun's on it and the soil heats up and everything, it's just gonna begin to dehydrate and dry up.
Your opinion is that there's absolutely no chance for this tree, it's almost certainly gonna die within a couple.
My opinion is, did you notice where the mass of the tree is and how it leans?
I actually,
Totally unfair to the homeowner to say, oh, let's give it another couple of years and see how it does, because the hazard is to their house, to their pool, to the deck they're building now. Too much hazard. You know, when you have a situation where people can get hurt or property can be severely damaged. You know, it's a different case than if it's in your backyard where if a limb breaks and falls off. Not much chance we're gonna harm anybody. There's no real target. But here we got a big target, an expensive target, and you have bicycle traffic and pedestrian traffic. So you have to revise your thinking, you know, in those cases. Now, did anybody notice anything nearby the sugar maple?
the sugar maple.
That, it is a sugar maple, is it not?
I thought it was a red oak.
You're right, it's a red oak, it's a pin oak, I believe it's pin oak.
Sorry, right.
Could be,
Oak identification's not my strong.
yeah, it is an oak, you're right.
There's a lot of them.
I'm confusing it with another job I'm looking at. Anyway, it is an oak. And, my point is within 15 feet of that tree is a nice little specimen that was planted in response to the bike path.
Oh, the
At
holiday?
the end of the bike path, they came in and they planted how many trees, Neil?
Well over 100.
Over 100, and some of them were nice specimen trees that will develop crowns, and some of them were not, but
Yes, I noticed two of them relatively close to
Yeah.
the trees now. I think they're hawthorns, actually. I'm not entirely sure though. I didn't give it.
So do you think it's, I mean, normally we would, based on, I think the fact that it's not gonna last 10 years, it's gonna last a few years.
I
Right, so-
don't, I think it's the decline will be pretty quick
Yeah.
next year and the
Yeah.
year after.
So,
At
like,
that point,
so it seems
if
like
it's,
makes sense to take
Yeah.
it down.
it does make
But
sense.
normally we would say, okay, contingent on planting another tree.
I don't
but-
think it's required. He has many other trees in the
Yeah.
yard, plus
Okay, that's-
these two shade trees on either side of it planted by the,
Okay, that's what I was wondering, if you think like, cause, so. That's all. Now, I appreciate
I
the,
don't have the knowledge about these.
oh, no, I appreciate, when I first looked at it, I was also like, well, they just bought the house, a lot of times people wanna take the tree down when they first buy the house. But they talked to a professional who gave them advice and gave us advice, and, you know, I think based on that opinion. I think,
Yeah,
yeah,
I mean, I had no idea it was that, in that bad shape.
well, it's getting there. You know, there's indications of its decline in the crown with the dead wood and the discolored bark and the the expression of the fungus itself.
yeah. I
And,
mean,
and there are wounds on both sides actually, and it's,
Likely.
it's untenable.
Yeah.
sometimes it's like, we can tell people to prune it, but this is not, pruning is not gonna solve this problem, so
No,
I,
the dead wood I saw was all the way at the top of the crown.
good. I'm okay with. Make a motion to approve the removal of the oak tree.
I'll second that.
Go along with it, with
Well,
new knowledge.
You can put it in
Great.
based on hazard to, you know, public safety. You know, it doesn't need to be, oh yeah, go ahead and remove it.
But I did notice that the whole property had a lot of nice trees on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. They've been doing some good landscaping there.
Well, they inherited all because they're new owners.
Hmm.
And there's 3 flowering pears in the front yard in a cluster. And I recommended to them that you probably want to remove 2 of them. You know, for a specimen flowering tree, you want one and you want it to do its best effort, you know, show off its virtue. When you put 3 of them together, they look crowded. And which one is which, is this tree really special? Why is there 3? You know, it'd be, if there was one, it'd be special, but if three, it's just,
Aesthetically, it's three. You know, what, not my half.
that's the, you know, classic landscape theory, you know, when you plant a specimen tree, you want it at a good focal point. You want it, where it can develop and express its highest virtue and not be, you know, competed with.
Assuming that was the intention, if they're working within the rule of three, they're doing good there. and it
Yeah.
Could have just been for privacy.
But that's not an appropriate tree for, you know, you take a white birch.
It wouldn't be my first choice either.
Yeah,
but-
you take a white birch and you have three stems together, they look terrific.
Right.
They're slow growing and they kind of fall apart, you know, not literally fall apart, but they grow in that manner and grace each other. All on one stem though. Here we got three separate stems, three separate trees.
But in any event, there's enough trees there to make up for like the loss of the oak. At
So
least.
how about, motion to approve the removal of the oak based on hazard to public safety due to turkey nail fungus infection, which will result in death of tree.
Turkey tail,
Turkey,
TAIL, you know, like wild.
yeah,
turkey shredding it.
my autocorrect changed it.
Yeah.
Turkey tail fungus infection, which
Indicates decay or something like that.
will result in death of tree in the near future.
I mean, I would include possible suspected root damage. We might see a lot more of these coming forward, especially with the bike trail, but
What would you say, John?
well, suspected root damage, that was something we brought up, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
And we
Well-
might, again, if we see more of them, it might be good to like start mentioning that.
or suspected, people don't wanna hear about tree removal based on our suspicion.
Fair enough.
Okay, so
If that's the case, then yeah, that's a good point.
The turkey tail fungus.
motion to approve the removal
Real evidence.
of the oak based on hazard to public safety due to turkey tail fungus infection, which will result in death of tree in near future.
Works for me.
One, or another way of saying it, could result in tree failure. Cause, you know,
Okay.
before the tree dies, it could split and fall apart. I mean, we've seen the trees after every storm on the news that are mostly street trees, growing in between the curb and the sidewalk, pavement all around, and they're big trees in full leaf. But the root system hasn't kept up because of its location, the compression of the concrete, the pavement and all that.
Good, well, so hazard to public safety due to turkey nail fungus infection, which could result in tree failure. Should I say
Yes.
will result?
What
in
about-
tree
Yeah.
failure.
Or will likely.
Look, good, that's good, will likely result in tree failure. That's succinct, that's good, it covers this, it doesn't make us pronounce it dead. Because we don't know when it's going to quote die, it may just break first.
Okay, so motion to approve the removal of the oak based on hazard to public safety due to turkey tail fungus infection, which will likely result in tree failure.
Like it.
Good.
Do I have a second? All in favor?
I
I can email it to you so you have the wording.
Oh, it's fine, yeah, I mean,
I'll write it down there.
yeah.
So the next is, did people have a chance to review the minutes
Yes.
from last meeting? Any,
I looked at them.
any,
I suggested some changes when I read that, I don't know how you do it, keeping up
I
with.
made it, I made it.
Yeah, that's fine, but they should at least hear what they are, so that,
so those have been updated? Okay,
so in. I have to do this from memory, in one case, it was.
The tree, the type, the name of the tree.
Yeah, it was red, the two spruce that we approved for removal,
Mhm.
it was just, they were described as maples. Later on, they were described as spruce, but first, just a correction, that's all. And then another case, when it was reported that I had talked to the homeowner at 19 North Chestnut, I talked to the contractor about the trees. He called me and asked, what is it the Shade Tree Commission wants? And I described a couple of shade trees for that location and a replacement for the flowering tree that was planted, but now is disappeared. So he says, okay, I'll let him know, the homeowner. And about a week later, or 2 weeks later, bingo, here's 2 flowering crafts where we asked for shade trees. And nothing in the other place, so, I mean, it doesn't look bad. But they're flowering trees as opposed to shade trees. I don't know if we wanna make a stink of it or what. But I wanted to correct it in the minutes.
So I'll just make a note of as amended.
Okay.
To that.
Yeah, so motion to approve the minutes as amended. All in favor?
I,
And then the last is, we're still putting a list together for potential planting locations, so if anyone has any, so when we meet in January, we want to start working on that list and identifying all the locations and reaching out to landowners and getting approval so we can plant them in the spring.
What about the people who owe us trees?
I,
Got permits with the contingency.
I tried catching up on those people. A lot of them we just couldn't get a hold of,
yeah,
but.
oh, we can keep working on that. I'm still working on putting that whole spreadsheet together with all of the former minutes and things like that. So,
Well, 168 Main Street is a important location, you know, he got it from the. From the building inspector because of the sewer issues, said he would replace one. And hasn't. And he has taken so many other trees out of the side of his property. It's it could be so much better with a couple of street trees.
I have written down 168 Main Street a few times. Because I felt as though there could be trees.
and so, you're saying, but we didn't require them to plant the trees, right? That.
We didn't have anything to do with it.
Yes, but
because
so maybe we could ask if they would allow us to plant trees still, right? Like that could be a potential.
Okay, well,
planting location.
it's tenant houses, so, you know, whoever's owns the property benefits from the tenants and, certainly benefited from us, you know, getting the permit right away, but benefited from the village anyway. So why not ask him to give back? And if he doesn't, okay, we could plant something there, or we can plant something there and he can write the committee or the village a check for a donation, you know, to go toward tree planting elsewhere.
Okay,
But
that's a good idea. I'll add that potential list. Yeah, I just wanna, think about where we wanna plant trees now, so we can actually plant them this year. So, not now, but just for our meetings in January, and that we can start reaching out to people.
there's at the pool park where we planted several red maples.
Yeah. 3 last year, right?
The,
2 years.
the design actually called for one more. And we put a couple of the Plains Road site.
Pat,
So,
Sojourner Truth.
so we only had I guess 3 or 4 left, then those went in. And they got the most important sites on the planting design. The last one would be nice, but it's not high. It's not all that important. Because that island does look much better if all those red maples grow, that'd be great. One more would complete the design, you know, but there's other trees not far away from that, so but it's a place. We end up
Yeah.
with trees that we don't know where to put. There's one.
Okay.
Probably down at the boat launch, we can find the spaces. You know, I'm mentioning these public spaces because. You know. They should probably take priority rather than. Even though it'd be nice to see some of these in locations that you think there should be a shade tree. It benefits certain individuals, certain landowners and not others, and. Somebody will raise a question eventually. Hey, how come he got one for free, you know, can I get one? How about my neighbor?
Right.
I don't mind, it's that somebody else might. Mind, so that's why I've been thinking about the public spaces first.
No, and we certainly needed them, like, you know, where we planted them in Peace Park, I think that's
Yeah.
gonna have a huge effect.
Yeah.
The playground is gonna be really beneficial as well. So I do think that, you know, we're filling holes that need to be filled.
I
Eventually,
noticed that. I mean, going around, I was just really happy to just see there aren't that many gappy open spaces. There are so many beautiful trees. Right up Main, all the way up and down Main Street and, but there are a few places.
yeah, I mean, I do think if we could get more on Main Street, I think that would be a big goal.
Because like the side streets, most of them really have a lot of nice trees.
Yeah, and more people walk on Main Street. Right, and so that's where we wanna make sure we have shade trees and,
Right.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
did that whole, that stretch there by 168 Main.
Yeah.
There, I think there is still a pretty big gap there where there's nothing that's really giving shade to the sidewalk
Yeah.
on that side, and that always annoys me when I see that, because what do we decide about the one that planted those hydrangeas? I mean, they look pretty, or they look kind of fancy, but they're not shade trees.
Yeah, I mean, they could be done, planted in the backyard, you know, it's more of a garden type plant.
Yeah, I didn't, you know whether I should go talk to them about the fact that those are really,
It's another tenant house, so you gotta find out who the owner is and all that.
oh boy, okay.
Well, I'm assuming it's a tenant house,
yeah, I mean,
I thought I saw multiple mailboxes and all that.
I'm pretty sure it is. What was the address?
Well, it's right near, I don't know.
It's the next one up from,
168.
168, so I assume it's 172.
Yeah, actually, that's on the list here, of potential planting, so.
Oh.
From
You can't,
before.
how are you gonna go in and tell me to get rid of these hydrangeas?
No, I think that's, you know, we may not be able to do that now, but
Well, 168, there's nothing.
Yeah, I was trying to think, because they're right in the middle of that piece of property. Those hydrangeas, if they still could put a shade tree or two nearer to the sidewalk.
I don't know.
I
You
doubt-
know. Maybe wait a couple of years and we'll see those hydrangeas not do well or perhaps die back or.
The hydrangeas could potentially be moved.
Okay,
so 172. The mailing in parcel viewer, the mailing address for the owner is 172. So that usually means they live there.
Mhm.
168, it's not. The owner lives in Gardner. So that usually means it's more of a rental, because that's not their primary residence,
yeah,
especially if they live. If the mailing address is New York City, that might be their like vacation home, but if they live in Gardner, they're not coming on vacation from New Paltz. I doubt, but. So, but that, their mailing address is in parcel viewer, so you can always get their mailing address and to contact them if we need to. So, anything else? People wanna bring up? Our next meeting is December 10th. And that's all I have.
So that's our regular time, what is it, the second Wednesday of the month, or is it the first one after the first Tuesday or something like that? What's it?
December tenth, oh, is that date right? Let me, should be the second Wednesday, so just the regular
Okay.
meeting time.
Oh, so it's December 2nd.
No, the second,
It's December, the next meeting
Wednesday,
is December tenth. That's
the-
the second Wednesday.
the 8th would be the earliest it could be.
Yeah, but I think we have the standard is the second Wednesday of the month.
Yes.
Right.
Right, and so the first is the third, and so it's the regularly scheduled
Yeah, okay,
meeting time, day and time.
and
It's not a special-
we're gonna try and keep to that from here on out.
Hopefully,
Good, it's good to know.
Yeah,
yeah, if people can make it.
I think so. It's ringing a bell, but I have to look on my calendar.
December 10th or something?
I have to look at the calendar.
And then it would be January 14th. So late enough in January where hopefully everyone can make it.
Shouldn't have an issue.
All right. Motion to adjourn,
Second.
all in favor?
Well,
All right, now we have to sign this form.
Is,